Hey friends, welcome to today's video. If I seem excited right now and a little giddy and a little anxious and loud, it's because I am all of those things right now. I'm so excited. I feel like a schoolgirl right now. I'm so excited. These videos are so hard to film because I'm trying to sound professional and like I have my act together, but I literally am about to like burst in 100 pieces. So today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys our new launch with BK Beauty, the Precision Collection. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen me tease and show bits of this collection over the last, I really shouldn't say this, but I think I started sharing stuff on Instagram like 2 months ago, which is so bad, but I can't keep secrets. We have 5 new brushes that we're gonna be introducing to the collection, and I'm so excited about them, you guys. You know, we actually started working on this shortly after we launched the Essentials collection back in August. And it was really interesting because they were brushes I knew that were kind of missing. They were the brushes that I knew were filling the gaps. And then once you guys started receiving your orders, the feedback that we got from you guys, it was just so great because you guys were all asking for these brushes that we were working on. So I really think you guys are gonna be excited about this. I also wanna kind of give you some updates. What's been happening the last 6 months here at BK Beauty. We just celebrated our 6-month anniversary. Woo! 6-month anniversary. Are you allowed to celebrate 6-month anniversaries? I don't know. Feels like a big milestone for me. And there's just a lot of really cool things that we have done, things that I'm really proud of, things that wouldn't be possible without you guys. And I wanna share it with you because it's special and I want you to be part of this journey with me. So we launched on August 1st. So we literally just on February 1st celebrated 6 months. And you guys, our first launch just kind of, it really blew me away. I had no idea what to expect. I would have been so grateful and excited with a fraction of the support that we got from you guys. And so it really blew me away. I didn't expect for us to sell out of that first Essentials collection in 5 weeks like we did. It really was not something I was prepared for, but it was awesome. You know, it was really incredible. For those of you that aren't too familiar with BK Beauty and our mission, BK Beauty stands for Beauty Kindness. So without going into the whole story, because I know a lot of you have heard this already, you know, it was really important for me to create a brand that gave back to something that meant something to me. And you know, as an influencer here on YouTube that teaches women about putting makeup on and, you know, using makeup to feel more confident and to feel beautiful, I've had a conflict with what kind of message that sends to my daughters, you know? Like yes, makeup is fun. I love makeup. I wear a lot of it all the time. But I also wanted to teach my daughters what true beauty was. So there was that piece to it. And then also, you know, being in a business that is fueled by social media and seeing, you know, social media is great. It builds communities. We can use the platform for good, but it also can be really, really hard. And there can be a lot of negativity on social media. And as a mother, you know, my daughters aren't on social media, but they will be one day. It kind of concerned me with what they're gonna face, you know? And so the kindness campaign really encompassed what I wanted to, the change that I wanted to make with BK Beauty. So I'm really excited to say that after 3 weeks in business, we were able to make our first donation to the kindness campaign, which supported and funded an entire grade level, and I chose 2nd grade because Brooklyn's in 2nd grade, an entire grade level in over, I think it's 84 schools to receive the I Am Enough journal. So this is what the journal looks like. I'm gonna show you guys the English version. It is called I Am Enough, and it gives kids prompts to really walk them through building those social emotional awareness skills. So it's a really great organization. I'm gonna leave a link down below if you wanna learn more information about the kindness campaign. So after 3 weeks, we were able to make this donation to make this possible, and we ended 2019 by donating $20,000 to the kindness campaign and to the Center for Child Protection Services. So it was a really awesome year, and none of that would be possible without your support. So I wanted you to know, you to know what you helped contribute, and every time you buy a brush, that you're making a bigger difference than just getting a new fabulous brush in your makeup collection. So our Essentials collection was all about creating brushes that were easy to use. You know, brushes that maybe had multi-purposes, brushes that just really were what you kind of needed, the basics, the foundations to creating kind of like your everyday makeup routine, right? But being the makeup enthusiasts that we are, you know I am, I'm sure a lot of you guys are that are watching my channel, I knew there were gaps that we were gonna be needing to fill. So I wanted to create a collection that allowed a more precise application, more detailed work. So I'm so excited to introduce you guys to the Precision Collection. The Precision Collection is all about having the tools needed to just take your makeup application to the next level. So tools that really help you be a little bit more precise in your application, tools that help you do more advanced techniques when it comes to makeup application. We also have a fun new beauty sponge that I'm so excited to introduce to the collection with BK Beauty. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the first brush is one that I know you guys are going to be so excited about because we had a lot of feedback and requests for this. So this is the 107 brush, and this is a great brush for blush. I want to show you in comparison how it ranges in size to the two brushes that we have in the Essential Collections, which is the 104. You can see that the 107 is quite a bit smaller. The 104 is a bit more full. You can see that I use this for blush, actually. You can use the tip for blush, which is how I use the brush. But a lot of you said you wanted a brush that was a little smaller, something that offered a little bit more precision. So this is the 107. I also want to show you in comparison to the 103 because it's shaped kind of similar to the 103, but you can see that it's much smaller than the 103. The 103 fibers are much longer and they're a little more loose, so it offers more of a sheer kind of blended application. These are a little bit more dense, so it's going to pick up a little bit more color, and of course the size is going to allow you to control where you apply it. Now the 103 is a great bronzer brush, and that's what I use it for. The 107 I think would be great not only for blush but also for contour, because just like the 103, it has kind of more of that flat tip here, but it's still full, so you can use it to really kind of carve out and have more control over your contour products, whether it be cream or powder. You could use this brush for both. For blush, I like to really just pop it right on the apples of my cheek, just like this, and blend down. It's a really nice size for either contour or blush. If you like a very sheer application of foundation, you could even use the tip of this brush to like sheer out or blend out foundation. It's probably not the brush that I would use for foundation, but it's an option too. I really like to show you guys how you can get the most out of your brushes, or like if you travel and you don't want to carry all of them and you just want to grab a few, I like to kind of give you guys all of the different ways that you could use it. But this is the 107, and this is our blush brush. The next brush is the 108 brush, and this was another highly requested brush, and it was one I definitely knew was going to make its way into the BK Beauty collection because it's a brush that I find pretty necessary in a more kind of advanced makeup application. And this is a great brush for highlighting. It's also great for contouring smaller areas like perhaps the nose. I want to show you in comparison how it sizes up like something like similar to the 104. I wanted to show you the size of it. Obviously it's much, much smaller. It allows for a lot of precision. I like to actually set under the eyes with this, like set with a loose powder. It is pretty dense, but of course the fibers are going to be softer at the tip, so you can get a lighter application out of this. It's just shaped and sized so perfectly for fitting right here on the high planes of your face, down the center of your nose. I've contoured my nose with this before. If you take like a contour powder or even apply a cream product and blend out it on the sides of the nose, it's a really, really great size for that. I wanted to show you in comparison this also to the 107 brush so you can see the size of it. You can see that it's a very, very small face brush. So those are the two new face brushes. The next three are all for the eyes, and I think you guys are gonna love them. The next brush is the 206 brush, and I'm really excited about this eyeshadow brush, you guys, because I feel like this is kind of a one and done eyeshadow brush, to be totally honest, if you ask me. So it is shaped kind of similar to a shader brush, but it's a little bit longer and fluffier at the tip, so it can also be a crease brush or a blending brush. I remember working at the cosmetic counter years and years ago, and one question that I always got is, if you had to recommend one brush for eyeshadow, what would it be? And it was honestly, it was difficult to find one that could do both blend product and one that could also apply product. It had to be the right shape, it had to be the right length, the bristles had to be soft enough and full enough to blend, but also stiff enough and dense enough at the base to pick up a product. And it was always hard for me to find a one and done brush for eyeshadow, but I truly feel like the 206 brush is that one. I want to to show you how it compares to our 203 and our 201, which our 203 is your basic shader for your lid, and then our 201 is kind of like your fluffier crease brush, okay? Now here is the 206 brush. I want to show you it, so it's in the middle of these two. So you can see that it's shaped a lot like the 203, but you can see it's longer than the 203, right? It's longer and fluffier, so it kind of has a full fluffy tip similar to the 201. It's not going to be as full and fluffy as the 201. It's not going to shear out product quite the same as the 201, you guys. But I really feel like this brush is just a really great, if you are someone that doesn't necessarily like to do a lid in a crease color, or maybe sometimes you do, but other days you really just like to put one shadow on and go, this is such a great brush for you. On the flip side of that, if you are someone that likes to do more advanced looks and you want to travel with just one brush, this is such a great brush for you. It's shaped so that the hair is kind of contoured on the side, so it's a little bit tapered, and you can see that it's more full here at the tip, so it really does allow you to get right into the crease and create that precision, but you can also use it right on the lid, and it's sized perfectly to really pack on color on the lid. If you want to pack color on the lid, you really need to work with the side of the brush, pick it up this way, and then apply color on the tip to create more of a defined crease. But I'm really, really excited about this eye brush. I feel like this is going to be one of our favorite kind of top selling brushes, to be honest. I just think it's such a great, useful eyeshadow brush. So the next brush is the 207 brush, and this is kind of like our pencil smudger brush. I want to show you how it compares to our current 204 smudge it brush here shortly. I will show you that, but this brush is really great for a few things. It's great for creating a smoky line. It's definitely more full and rounded than our current 204 brush, so it is going to give a more diffused, thicker line. I personally love this brush for creating that outer corner depth, for taking that color in the eyeshadow palette that's dark and matte and probably a little intimidating, and you want to add it to your eyeshadow look to like make it a little bit more dramatic, but you're also terrified that you're going to ruin your whole look if you do that. This brush is great for that because it's going to pick it up and apply it just where you want it and need it, and you'll have more control. It's larger and fluffier than our 204. Let me show you how it compares. It's larger and fluffier than our 204. So while you can still do that with the 204, you can also create that definition with the 204. The 207 is just a little fluffier, so it's going to kind of blend it a little bit easier, if that makes sense. They're both great brushes. I really feel like the difference between these is I personally love to create that precision in the outer corner with this, or like really diffuse a eyeliner here, where this one is really great for creating that lower liner or smudging out pencil liner. They're both great. They're options. I wanted to create them both, quite honestly, because I love them, and I feel like they do offer different benefits and different effects. But this is the 207 pencil brush. And the last brush from the Precision Collection is exactly that. It is for creating such a precise liner. It's the 208 tiny, tiny, tiny little angled brush. So this brush is gonna make winged liner so easy. So easy and so simple and so effortless. I have a video from years ago. I will find it and link it down below. It's called How to Create a Baby Wing. And it's all about taking an eye kohl pencil, like a waxy pencil, and creating a winged liner with it. And this brush makes doing something like that so simple and easy. You can also use it with a gel liner in a pot. You can also pick up eyeshadow and use it, create it. It is an angled brush, so some might like this for an eyebrow. It's pretty small though, you guys. So if you do use it for your brows, it's going to create very, very precise brows. If you like a more full diffused brow, it's probably gonna be a little too small. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's for me, it's more for eyeliner. Again, not to say you can't use it for brows, but it is going to create more precision, more hair-like brows. So if you like a softer diffused brow, it's gonna be too small. I'm just telling you, I'm just keeping it real for you guys. So those are the 5 new styles in the Precision Collection. We also have a fun new friend joining the BK Beauty family, and that is a beauty sponge. So I wanted to show you guys a dry sponge and then a wet sponge, because I wanted you to see how much it grows in size when it's wet. This one has my concealer all over it. Sorry about that, you guys. Now, I'm really excited about this because a lot of thought went into the development of the sponge, and we went back and forth several rounds to get it right. It was really important to me that it have the right shape so that you could really get a lot of use out of it. So it could be more than just like a sponge on foundation. And I wanted the density of it to be like firm enough to where it was durable, to where you didn't wash it 4 or 5 times and it fall apart. You know, I've had sponges like that before, but also I want it to be soft enough so that it really just applies that foundation in a beautiful, natural finish. So it was really important for me to get both right. Not only the shape and size, but really like the detail of the shape and the density of it. So I'm gonna kind of walk you through how I like to use this sponge. So I will use the more flat. It is flat, but it's still rounded. I'll use the flat side to apply obviously on my cheeks, forehead, maybe a little bit on my nose, but really those larger areas of the face. It has a nice little curved contour here, which like fits perfectly. Let me see if I can get you guys a good shot of that on the jawline. So any areas of the face that have more curvature to them or more contour, it works really great there. And it has a nice pointy tip, so it works really great under the eyes for concealer, and that's what I've been using it for a lot lately. Now, I know that this question is going to come up because I get asked this a lot and it's a really great question. What is the difference between a sponge and a foundation brush? Like, why would I use one over the other? So I like to use them both. More often than not, I find myself using a foundation brush for my foundation, but that is because I use pretty natural to medium coverage foundations. If you use a very full coverage or thick consistency foundation, or when I do that, I like to use a sponge because I find that it applies it in the most natural approach. Now, it is going to absorb more product than like a brush is going to, but when you're working with full coverage foundations or thicker, sometimes that's a pro because it really does help, you know, it avoids you from applying too much, right? It makes applying full coverage foundation easier and quicker and really beautiful. Now, I do like to use sponges for concealer because a concealer naturally is gonna offer more coverage and typically be a thicker consistency than a foundation. So that's what I like to use these for all the time. But again, when I'm using a full coverage foundation, I will go for this guy. So those are really the differences between the sponge and a brush. I'm so excited about this, you guys. I'm so excited to bring these brushes to you guys. I really think that they're the tools that really help take the makeup to the next level, right? And create all those detailed, more precise looks. All right, so now to all the details: launch date, promo, pre-order special, all that good stuff. So everything launches on February 16th and ships on February 16th. We are starting and running a special pre-order promotion that starts this Thursday on February 6th. So if you're not part of our newsletter, I'll leave a link down below. Make sure you sign up for that because we're gonna send an email out that morning just as a reminder if you wanna secure your Precision collection. You're not only gonna get it for a discounted rate of all 5 brushes for $95, but you're also gonna get a free beauty sponge. The beauty sponge will be available on the 16th for purchase individually, but we are including a free one as a gift for the full set of the Precision collection. So all the information is gonna be in the description box below. If you're not on our email list and you don't wanna forget about it, I recommend signing up for that because we will be blasting an email out to remind you guys on the 6th. Leave me all your questions and comments down below. I wanna thank you guys so much for an amazing 6 months. 2019 was just pretty incredible, and I'm really excited to see what 2020 brings. I didn't mention this earlier, but we are developing new products per your feedback. So please, like your feedback, you guys, your emails that you leave, the reviews you leave on our site, like we read and listen to all of that, and it really helps us create our product roadmap for the products that we're gonna be releasing and expanding in. So really excited to share some new products and maybe some new categories in 2020. So I wanna thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm gonna have some helpful information in the description box below, again, with prices, all the information I shared in this video, information on the kindness campaign, and kind of more fun updates that we were able to do this year thanks to you guys. So I wanna thank you guys so much for this. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.